What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be another all drugstore product. So all the products that I used in this tutorial are from the drugstore. So I started by using my e.l.f. primer and I'm just going to prep my skin. I really like this primer, but it does contain a little bit of product, so that's the only downside. So for eyeshadow primer, I'm actually using my concealer, and this is the Wet n Wild Photo Finish. I'm not sure, but it's in that collection. I'll link it down below, but I'm using it as my eyeshadow primer. And I'm just going to blend that in both eyes. The reason why I did this is because I don't have a drugstore eyeshadow primer that's skin color, so this actually really cancels all the veins in my eyelid. So now I'm grabbing this palette by BH Cosmetics. You could buy this at Ulta, and this is the Carly Bible one. I used that skin color just to set my whole concealer because I didn't want it to crease, and this also helps with blending. So it's just going to make the blending so much easier, so that's why I'm setting it. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use this Milani eyeshadow palette, and I just really wanted a warm shadow, so that's the only color that I'm using in this palette. But this palette is so good, I highly recommend it. And I'm using that orange shadow as my transition color. I'm pretty sure you guys have noticed, but I really like putting oranges and like browns and purples on my eyes. That's just something that I'm really comfortable in. So I'm really blending this shadow in there because I didn't want this to be very intense in my crease, because of all the other colors that I'm going to apply as well. So yeah, today's tutorial is actually on how to create a half cut crease. So yeah, you gotta define that crease really good. So next I'm going to go ahead and grab this brown purple shadow, and I'm applying this in the outer V of my eye and into my crease. But as you can see, it wasn't picking up, so I went in with the other two darker colors. They're more like a plum shadows, and I'm doing that in the same spot that I was doing the previous color. And I'm just gonna build this up, like I said, just at the outer part of your eye, and then blend it into your crease because we are doing a half cut crease. So then I decided to go with a more dense brush, not so much fluffy, just because I wanted more pigmentation. So that's what I'm doing. And you really want to take your time in blending the shadows because you want everything to be super smooth and not noticeable. I'm also going back with my blending brush and just blending those colors in together. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab this color. It's like a gold shimmery shadow, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease. And remember, this is a half cut crease, so you just want to go to like the middle part of your eye. Whenever I cut my crease, I like to keep my eyes open because I do want the cut crease to be able for you to be able to see it when my eyes are open. So I do go a little bit above my natural crease, as you guys could see. That's what I'm doing right there. And then I do pull my eye back just to make everything super sharp and neat. But I don't recommend doing that because that's how you get wrinkles. But you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do to get that sharp cut crease. And I did with the brush just to make it super pigmented and more easier to cut the crease. If you don't think your eyeshadow is super pigmented, I do recommend going with concealer, but this shadow is very pigmented and I don't need to do that step. So I'm just using the shadow to cut my crease. And I'm really packing this color, as you guys could see, and taking my time. I decided to leave this in normal speed just for you guys to see how easy and not difficult it is. I feel like a lot of people get scared with cut creases. So I'm going back with those purple shadows that we were using earlier, and I'm putting them right under my outer V and just blending the gold and purple shadows in together. Just because I don't want it to just be like a line from those colors, I still want it to blend in a little bit. So that's what I'm doing, and then I'm gonna go ahead and blend everything out with my flip brush. So now I'm gonna go ahead and clean my brow bone because I felt like the shadow went a little bit too high. So whenever you feel like that happen, just go in with a brown color, and not brown, like a skin color, and just clean up your brow bone. So now I'm gonna go ahead and apply mascara, and I'm using the L'Oreal one. This is in the pink packaging. I forgot what it's called, but I believe it's called like Paradise something. I'll link it down below for you guys. I really like this mascara. It's super good. So yeah, I'm just prepping my lashes for some falsies, and then I think I didn't put the and then for foundation, I'm using my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. You guys know I'm obsessed with this foundation, so I just keep using it non-stop, and I'm blending that in with a brush. This foundation works either with a brush or a sponge. I don't see a problem with it, but I really recommend this foundation. I already have gone through like 2 because they're so good. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and blend my foundation in, and then after that I'm gonna go ahead and apply concealer. And for concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Wet n Wild concealer, and I am gonna highlight my under eye area and as well as my nose, forehead, and chin. So that's what I'm doing. I noticed that whenever I use a brush, I prefer using a smaller brush for my foundation and concealer, just because I feel like I take my time. It does take longer, but it gives me a better finish than when I use a bigger brush. So yeah, like I said, I'm putting my concealer. I feel like I'm all over the place, but I'm using that Wet n Wild concealer. I do like it. I mean, it's not bad. I just feel like I got the wrong shade. Maybe I could have gone a little bit lighter, but it works just fine, and it's super affordable. And again, you want to go ahead and blend your concealer. I'm using the same brush. I don't think it's a bad idea. I just do it. I hate cleaning brushes, so I try to use them as much as I can. So then after that, I'm going to go ahead and bake my under eye area, my nose, forehead, and chin, just where I usually get oily. I'm not really baking. I'm just kind of setting everything and like really pressing in the product. With the Earthspun loose powder. You guys know I love this powder. It's a bomb. If you guys haven't tried it out, I highly recommend it, especially right now in the summer. It's super good. So for bronzer, I'm using my NYC bronzer. It's in the color Sunny. I believe it's discontinued, but you could always find it on Amazon. I don't think they discontinued the line, but I believe they don't sell it in the United States anymore. But this bronzer is super nice. I really like it, and it's very affordable, so I do highly recommend it. And for highlight, I'm using the e.l.f. highlighting palette, and I grabbed the lightest shadow, and as you guys could tell, it's very pigmented. Like, just look at my Cupid's bow and my nose highlight. It's really intense. Highly recommend this e.l.f. highlighters if you are looking for something affordable and pigmented, because come on, look at the highlight. It's so good, and they have 4 different shades, so I highly recommend this palette, especially if you're like a freelance or just starting into makeup. Highly recommend them. And then for blush, I believe I use my Milani Luminoso. I don't really apply blush, but I decided to go for it today. And now I'm going to go ahead and use those plum shadows that we use for the outer V and put it on my lower lash just to make it a little bit smoky. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply mascara at my bottom lashes. And I did apply falsies off camera. And now I'm going to put that shadow in the inner corner of my eyes just to give it a better glow. And I'm going over my highlight just because I'm extra like that. And for my lipstick, I'm going to go ahead and use this Ulta lipstick. I forgot the shade that's in, but I'll link it down below. It's just a very nude, peachy kind of color. I really like this formula. I feel like nobody really talked about these lipsticks, but they're really good and super affordable. They have tons of shades, so I highly recommend them. And then to set everything, I'm going to go ahead and use my Milani setting spray. But yeah, this is the final look. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up.